There are places on this earth where the rules are different, where the wilderness doesn't just surround you, it watches you. Alaska has one of the highest rates of missing persons per capita in the entire United States. Thousands of cases, many of them never solved. But some of those cases share something the official reports won't say out loud. Something that doesn't have a name in any law enforcement manual. This is one of those stories. Nome, Alaska. Population just over 3,500 people. Surrounded by hundreds of miles of frozen tundra in every direction. In winter, the sun disappears for nearly 20 hours a day. Not metaphorically, literally. Darkness becomes the normal state of things. The cold out there isn't something you check on your phone. It's something you feel in your bones before you even step outside. -30, -40, sometimes lower. The kind of cold that makes your lungs burn on the first breath. The kind of cold that reminds you you are not built for this place. The Alaska State Troopers cover this region, but understand what that means. One trooper can be responsible for thousands of square miles. If something goes wrong out here, help isn't 5 minutes away. Help might be hours away, or it might not come at all. His name was Daniel Kavich, 34 years old, a hunter, a quiet man, someone who knew these lands better than most. He lived alone in a wooden cabin near the edge of the tundra, by choice. That's important to understand. He wasn't someone who feared the wilderness. He belonged to it. On the night of January 14th, 2012, Daniel called his sister. She lived in Anchorage. They talked regularly. Normal calls, normal conversation. But that night was different. He told her something strange. There's someone walking outside, but the snow isn't moving. She laughed nervously, asked him what he meant. He didn't explain further. He just said, "I'll call you back." He never did. That was the last time anyone heard Daniel Kavich's voice. 3 days passed. When Daniel's sister couldn't reach him and no one in the village had seen him, she contacted the Alaska State Troopers. 2 troopers made the journey by snowmobile. What they found at the cabin stopped them cold, and I don't mean that figuratively. The door was open, not forced open, not broken, just open. The stove inside was still burning. His rifle leaned untouched against the wall. His boots were still by the door. Everything suggested Daniel had simply stepped outside for a moment and not come back. The troopers checked the snow. They found footprints, one set. They followed them away from the cabin, across the open tundra, into the frozen field beyond the tree line. And then the footprints stopped. Not at a road, not at a frozen river, not near any landmark. They just stopped. In the middle of an open white field. No drag marks, no signs of a struggle, no other tracks, no explanation. One of the troopers later wrote in his personal notes, "It's like he was taken straight up." A full search and rescue operation was launched. Helicopters swept the tundra. Search dogs were brought in. The dogs tracked Daniel's scent through the cabin, across the field, all the way to where the footprints ended. And there, the scent stopped too. The dogs went quiet. Search teams covered miles in every direction. Satellite imaging was reviewed. Nothing. Nobody. No second set of tracks. No blood. No evidence of animal predation. The official report would later include the phrase environmental interference, a carefully chosen phrase that explains nothing, because there was nothing to explain it with. Daniel Kavich had simply ceased to exist at a specific point in the snow. The case was eventually filed as missing, presumed dead due to exposure, and the file was closed. The case might have been forgotten, just another name on a list that Alaska keeps adding to. But then it happened again. 2 weeks later, same village. A 16-year-old girl named Mariah. She'd gone outside to check on the family's sled dogs, something she did every night. She didn't come back. When the family searched in the morning, they found footprints in the snow, one set, walking calmly out of the yard, down the path toward the open tundra. And then, the same thing. The footprints ended. Same open field, same clean stop, same nothing. This time, the entire community broke. Something was wrong. Something that couldn't be explained by exposure. Something that couldn't be explained at all. The elders of the village spoke quietly. They didn't go to the troopers with theories. They spoke in the old way, in warnings. They said there were things that walked during the long dark. Things that had always been here, long before roads, long before cabins. Things that the modern world has no category for. They told the troopers something that no officer knows how to write in a report. Not everything out there leaves tracks you can follow. The troopers listened respectfully and quietly dismissed it, because what else could they do? But here's what's worth knowing. Indigenous communities across Alaska have recorded stories of these disappearances for generations. Long before case file numbers, long before official reports, they knew, they had always known. Federal agencies expanded the investigation. Satellite imaging was reviewed. Records were cross-referenced. Nothing. But there was one detail, one thing that never made it into the official reports. A trooper named Eric Halverson gave an off-record account to a researcher years later. He said, on the final night of the search for Mariah, standing near the exact coordinates where her footprints vanished, he saw something in the distance. A figure, upright, still, watching. He raised his binoculars, and for just a moment, just 1 second, he thought it was a person. Then it moved. Not running, not walking, just shifting. Like the concept of distance didn't apply to it. Like it covered ground without moving through the space between. When backup arrived minutes later, it was gone. No tracks, no sound, nothing. Halverson said he filed no report on what he saw. He said, "What would I write? You should know. Daniel and Mariah's cases are not alone." There is a region in Alaska sometimes called the Alaska Triangle, stretching from Juneau in the south to Utqiagvik in the north to the Bermuda-like expanse of the interior. Since 1988, more than 16,000 people have gone missing in Alaska. 16,000. In a state with fewer than 750,000 residents. The disappearance rate per capita is 4 times higher than the national average. Officials cite the terrain, the weather, the remoteness. These are real factors, but they don't explain the footprints that stop in open fields. They don't explain the scent trails that vanish mid-air. They don't explain what Eric Halverson saw that night. Some things the data can measure, and some things the data cannot touch. The cases were closed. Daniel, missing, presumed dead. Mariah, missing, presumed dead. No arrests, no suspects, no explanation. The village changed. People stopped going out alone during the long dark. Hunters refused certain routes. Children were kept inside after sundown, not because of rules, because of knowing. And sometimes, when the wind dies completely and the snow lies perfectly still, people say you can still see them. Footprints appearing from nowhere, walking slowly across the ice, and then ending. No destination, no explanation. Just the same question the tundra has always asked. Where off they go? Alaska doesn't answer. It just keeps adding names to the list. And the ice doesn't give them back.